Disclaimer: this review contains some spoilers for the Kakegurui Volume 2 manga. All credit goes to the creators and the publisher of the manga. Please don't take anything too seriously and enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. So hello everyone, recording this for the third fucking time already. This is my, well, first off, I'm WolfDog107, and this is my YouTube channel, and this is my 14th manga review, and this one is on Kakegurui Volume 2, and I hope you guys will enjoy. Right before I get into things, I just want to mention that a quick little update. I am planning to get to the video game reviews I mentioned. Devil May Cry 5, Spider-Man, and Resident Evil 2. But they probably won't begin until like after I've taken care of the manga review redo of Toyo game, the first manga review that I ever did. But the redo review will basically be a fix-up review where I will go back into it and review it properly, whereas before, when I first reviewed manga, I mainly rushed through them. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, hope you guys will look forward to that. But now, one more thing, I do want to point out that in my reviews, I do like to make sure that they're pretty long. Not too long, at least under an hour long. Like maybe like 30 to 40 minutes, mainly because I like to give in a lot of detail about specific things, or maybe just enough detail, or things that people didn't mention in their reviews of whatever it is that I'm reviewing. And so yeah, let's get right on into it. Now first off, we get the front cover, which is pretty cool. Get an illustration of the main character, I guess. I'll just call her the main character, and her name is Jubami-san. And the suit jacket detail is really cool because you get to see like some hidden flowers and leaves and whatnot, just hidden a little bit, but they're not too difficult to make out. And they're pretty cool. You get some cool detail with them in the suit jacket, and I like that a lot. And I also like how the title was done, because the title was done where each letter is put in different sections. You got Kakegurui on the side of the manga next to the spine, and I like how it was done. It gave a good amount of detail and it made for a great spacing, and it looks really cool too, and I like that a lot. And then there's the English title, Compulsive Gambler. If you can't see it, it's right under the number 2. And yeah, now this volume was pretty good, and if you are interested in picking it up, well, here's a good look at the spine for you. You get the name of the artist and the writer, as well as the publisher, one of the characters on the spine, then the volume number, the title, and if you want to know the price, here's 2 prices that I know that's for the manga, at least. In the US, $15, Canada, $19.50. I have no idea what price it is in the UK, because, well, it's just not on here for some reason, like some other manga, but it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, you also get a good view of the synopsis, and now feel free to pause this if you want to read the synopsis. But if you want to pick up the first volume, then I would recommend it. But obviously this is a review, so I'm gonna have to spoil stuff. But I won't spoil too much, or at least I'll try not to. But I'm gonna have to skip one section that I really don't want to skip. Actually, no, I'll skip a different section, but in this review, I'll put in 2 different sections that I'll talk about, because I don't want to make this too long, because I can only upload up to an hour worth of content in terms of one video. Because PlayStation just hates everything and likes to censor everything. So does YouTube. But yeah, I like the back because it gives you some good snippets of scenes in the volume that you're about to read. And I don't really see that many other manga series doing that. And I think that's going to be really cool I think it's really cool that they even do that. Because not many manga series or just books in general do that out there, whether they have pictures or not. They don't do something like this. They just put a synopsis, price, and all that stuff. But with this series, you get some snippet pieces, and up to 3 of them. And the layout for them is pretty nice, and they give a good piece of what to expect in terms of what the reader should expect about the characters or the story or anything like that. And you also get the rating and the publisher. The rating is older teen, so make sure you're 15 and older, or maybe 16 and older. I'd say 16 and older. You should read this. It's up to you. But personally, I like to go by the ratings. But sometimes I won't, because pretty much my family doesn't really care what I get into. And yeah, but I'm 18 now, so it really doesn't matter. I'm already kind of an adult. I'm still sort of like a teen, because technically 25 is when your brain is fully developed, obviously. But yeah, make sure you're an older teen to read this, and then you get the publisher, which is the Empress, which I do like what they publish, because they have works that have really interesting stories, and I like their work, the manga that they publish a lot. Then you get their website, as well as their Facebook handle, Twitter handle, Tumblr, and Instagram handles. And I've already said the prices: $15 in the US, $19.50 in Canada. So, without further ado, let's get into the manga review for Kakegurui Volume 2. Some sections I am gonna skip, but if you guys do want to know, this volume does catch you up on what happened in the first volume. But keep in mind, it's just the first volume, because obviously the only volume that came out before this one was the first one. So it basically reminds the reader about what happened, or it'll just let them know in case they haven't read the first volume, which I don't know how that can happen. If you haven't read the first volume, obviously you need to read it. But yeah, if you don't want spoilers, well, this is now the time to click off the video. But if you want a short recommendation without a score, I would say, if you want a short rating of this manga volume, if you're going to click off this video right now in case you don't want spoilers, then you're going to have to click off this video, and I would recommend this volume, or manga volume, or basically first volume and this one, because they're both really good, and I highly recommend you get this one right after you get the first one, because I think it's really good. And yeah, so if you heard of that, click off this video right now if you do not want spoilers, because I'm going to be spoiling pretty much a lot of things, or mainly specific scenes, whatever, in this manga that you probably won't want to know unless you don't really care, or you might have already read it and you want to know my review. Well, let's get right into it. Keep in mind, it's the spoiler section that we're going into now. So, first off, we're going to be in the beginning, and then I'll move on into when the middle scenes, and then I'll end the review after that. Hopefully I'll be under 30 minutes. But basically, the manga catches you up on what happened, tells you that Jabami-san got into a debt of 310 million yen, and now she has to pay it back up. And now she comes back to school the next day, and basically there's this bunch of stuff that's on her desk: torn up papers, notebooks, scratch marks, writing, bruises on her desk, stuff like that. And it's because that she's a house pet now. And what house pets are in this school, in case you don't remember the first volume, is that in this school, in terms of this story in Kakegurui, basically, house pets are students with the lowest rank in terms of gambling and are forced to be house pets, basically slaves, student slaves for other students in the school, but mainly the student council, and they have to follow orders and whatnot. And if they try to rebel, well, they'll have to rebel is to gamble, but they gotta be careful with how much debts they have, or how much a debt will be if they try to go for that and if they lose. So it's really fucked up. And it goes to show that there's a lot of stuff going on within this school that you've really got to be careful if you enter this school and you enroll in it. And hold on 1 second. Come on, Katie. Well, yeah. I like this manga a lot because Jabami-san was basically like in this scene about to like talk to these three characters and tell them that she was sorry that she couldn't make it the other day, and they basically just mock her and laugh at her and call her a loser cat because she's a house pet. And then she ends up doing the same thing, but she's doing it because she really doesn't care. She doesn't let that get to her. And it makes you think maybe she might have gone through this kind of thing before. And hello, kitty. How you doing? Hi, kitty. But yeah, it was a really cool scene, and I liked it a lot. It shows that she really doesn't care, and Jabami-san actually has a lot of self-confidence from what I've seen in this volume, or in this series so far. And it was really cool that they actually did that. So it gives more detail to her character. But speaking of detail, the one character that doesn't really have enough detail is this guy. And I feel like the reason why is because, well, he's just not shown too often. Like, he's shown a good amount of times, but I don't feel like it's enough. Nor is he, given enough detail, when he is shown. And I feel like his writing could have been improved on a little bit more, or I could have been able to remember his name a lot more, but I can't because he's such an unmemorable character that I don't really care for. Unlike Jabami-san, whereas Jabami-san is a memorable character and you want to become more interested in her character, and the cat really likes me right now. Doesn't usually happen. But yeah. It's a really good manga though. I think that people will be satisfied if they pick it up. Yeah, this cat really likes me right now. But yeah, his character could have been a lot more improved, and he could have been more memorable, but he wasn't, sadly. But now, we move on to a different scene, which is a really fucked up scene, which I think I will just make this review a little bit short. So I probably just won't get to the next scene, but here we get to the student council, and I feel like this is a really cool scene because it introduces more characters, but not too many of them, just 2 more. And I think this one was presented in the first volume, just not too much, but this is a really good scene with her in it, and it gives her some of that detail. But yeah, it mainly focuses on her and Mary Satome, and basically this gamer girl, which is the student council member that we have in this scene, while the other one next to Mary Satome is the student council secretary. And I feel like this scene is really cool because the student council member basically is talking to Mary Satome about this life schedule that Mary Satome had just received. And what's interesting about this life schedule is that it's some fucked up shit. And it's just really fucked up. Like, bro, it's really fucked up. Because it's gonna have whoever has the life schedule, basically they have to follow this life if they don't pay up all of their debt. Or like if they don't pay up their debt, or if they don't pay up all of their debts, then they'll be forced to follow this life, because apparently the schools or student council of the school is supposed to have some good connections. And so this is a really fucked up thing to have, unless the character that has it is gonna pay up their debts. And so you have all these different things for their life laid out for them already. And it's really, really fucked up. And so I'll read them off to you, because I can't really read them that well through the camera, because the camera's just fucked up. It doesn't have good video quality at all. And yeah. So the first one being for 18 years old. When Mary Satome is 18 years old, she will graduate from Hyako Academy, and then at 19 years old, enter Hakurui College. And then, sorry if I'm butchering these names. It's just I don't speak Japanese, so. But yeah, the next thing that she has to do at the age of 19 for this life schedule, or according to this life schedule, is enter the Sayama House of Counselors, become secretary in charge of policy, begin a relationship with the man by the name of Zoko Orita, and then at 22 years old, graduate from Hakurui College and marry Orita. And then at 23, have first child, male preferred. Then 24, have second child, female preferred. 28 years old, Orita runs in the lower house general election and wins. 29 years old, have third child, male preferred. 35 years old, Senator Orita is inaugurated as the deputy minister for the Ministry of Justice. 39 years old, first child enters Hyako Academy. 40 years old, Senator Orita is inaugurated as the cabinet minister of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. So yeah, this is a pretty fucked up life schedule. And it's supposed to mean what it says, pretty much. And I think it was really fucked up. But it's really cool, because the student council's member is telling her that no matter what, she's gonna have to live with this life schedule. And even if Mary Satome doesn't want to, she's gonna have to, unless she pays her debt. And so, I like this scene a lot because it shows how fucked up things are about to get if some of these students fall. And so, then Mary Satome says that she doesn't want to live that kind of life, and so the student council member says, "Fine, then pay your debt." And I found it to be really freaking cool and creepy at the same time. Just that face, it's like, bro, that's some crazy shit, and I love it. And so they were talking, as well as the irrememberable character, as well as Jabami-san. They were all talking to each other in their own scenes, and yeah. And it was all about that life schedule thing, which I wanted to point out. And I do want to point out more, but I kind of don't at the same time, because I feel like this review is already long enough as it is. But basically I will show off this one character. Now she's a pretty cool character. She has a revolver. That's not the reason why she's cool, but she's crazy. She's supposed to be batshit crazy. And she's a student council member. So yeah, the student council members are supposed to be really fucked in the head. And I like this manga a lot because it shows how crazy some of these characters can get in terms of gambling and just playing crazy games. Like how crazy some of these characters can get and how batshit crazy this character is already being. And yeah. But I don't think I'm not gonna read it more in this manga, but I just wanted to say that this manga is a really great manga. The characters are pretty interesting. Sadly, that one character that I mentioned that I don't remember the name of hasn't gotten too much involved with him, and I feel like he needs more writing to be done, so I hope the third volume does that. And if not, I will be disappointed about that. But other than that, I do think that this was a great manga, and I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. Or 14 out of 15, 19 out of 20. Whichever one of those ratings you want to take. Give or take. My rating for this manga is a 14 out of 15. And that's in terms of story, characters, and artwork. 3 basic things, obviously. Basically 5, 5, and 5. Each score is out of 5, and that's why I make the score out of 15 for my manga reviews. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this review. And yeah, and I'm not really going to cover more of this because I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and are looking forward to the manga redo review of Toyo Game. And yeah, I'll probably get to Citrus sometime as well, but I'm not sure when. I probably will during this time that I have off, because right now my family's on vacation. But I'm pretty much watching the house for now until they get back. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Vlog107, and this is my review of Kakegurui Volume 2, aka Compulsive Gambler Volume 2, whatever you want to call it. 14 out of 15. I do feel like there was maybe a little bit too many characters, and they could have been worked on a little bit more. But other than that, this was a really great manga. I highly recommend it. Whether you stuck around or not, I'm glad you did, and make sure you got my recommendation. But yeah, this has been Wolfdog107, 14 out of 15 for this manga, and I will see you guys next time. Wolfdog out, peace out.